So if you're looking at the stream, something like this is fine. As far as the extra mid slot, more tank is probably best, but whatever, honestly.
All right, gentlemen, you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good one, dude.
Night.
See ya.
Cha-cha.
All right, and if you're coming with and in a bomber and doing this, please move to the squad 3 in the standing fleet, please. Sorry, squad 3 in the PvP wing. So in Chris Runner's squad. All right, so this isn't something I have like a big long uh, outline for and like a class discussion and a bunch of points that I'm going to cover. We're just going to talk about basics. We're going to demo it um, and run some dry runs so you guys can see what it looks like. Answer questions, see what other stuff comes up, um, and go from there. Something else I'll recommend, by the way, for your bombers is if you have any like what are they called? Guidance enhancers in the lows, replace them with nanos. I think ballistic controls affect bomb damage, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I can just simulate that and find out.
What's your bomber of choice, Zip?
It really depends on what bomb you're using. So if the fleet needs, if the situation needs electron bombs, for example, then you prefer purifiers. They get a bonus. Um, it's not mandatory. So if we need electron bombs and all you can fly is a hound, bring the hound with an electron bomb. Absolutely. One thing you definitely do not want to do is bring the wrong bomb. Bring the wrong bomber all day, the one that doesn't match the damage type, but never bring the wrong bomb. You can completely ruin the bombing run if you bring the wrong bomb. And the reason for that is that bombs are entities in space that have HP, and too many bombs, even of the same type, can kill each other. Bombs of different types will immediately kill all of the bombs of all other different types. Basically, they have resistances to their same type. So electron bombs will all have really high resistances to EM damage. So if you fire a bunch of EM bombs, the limit is 8, by the way, 8 in a squad, no more. Um, 8 in a bombing run, I should say, in a very basic bombing run. They will survive. A ninth bomb can ruin the whole thing. Um, and any bombs that are not electron bombs, again in this example, would ruin the whole thing. Or could ruin the whole thing, I should say. And my simulation is telling me that the ballistic controls have no effect on bomb damage. Can anyone confirm that?
It provides a missile specific damage bonus. Bombs are not missiles, they are bombs.
There you go. So all nanos in the lows then. No need for anything else in your low slots aside from maneuverability. Not inertial stabilizers, because you don't want to be able to get locked quickly, and inertial stabilizers increase your sig radius. So nanos are the way to go in your low slots on all of your bombing bombers. Learning. Any questions so far? Okay, so we've got our bombers, we have our bomb launchers fit, we have electron bombs in the bomb launcher is online, torp launchers are offline if we need, we have extra tank in the mid slots, we have nanos in the low slots. Is anyone not ready?
I just need a bomb.
Okay, trade zip.
Is there a bomber fleet going on? This sounds exciting.
We're doing a class so that everyone knows how this works. So that when we need to, we can use it.
That is excellent. Where is this class taking place?
In F9. And if you need a bomber or bomb or any of the things we were just talking about, let me know. And
I will certainly need all of those.
Great. I have a lot of extra bombers. If anyone is, again, unable to fly a bomber, highly recommend hopping into the Discord. Just mute your mic over there, and you can watch on the stream.
Give me just a second to hop on over to F9.
Sounds good. Is that SK?
No, this is Micah.
Your voice is beautiful, just like SK's.
Why, thank you.
I still think that Fallen Snow has like a career in audiobooks.
He does, absolutely. The three of you could rule the world together. And I'm glad you pronounced your name just now, because I definitely would have called you Micah. I think this is probably the first time we're talking. Welcome.
Thank you. I have a tendency to hear Mika a lot. It's my own fault for spelling it the way I did.
It is what it is. How far are you out from F9 right now?
I just clone jumped to dark side. Do I need to be in the keep?
Oh, you're basically here. Yeah, come over to the keep. That'll be great. And then, do we have bomber, like standard bombers on SCM contract, or no? I don't have those
I
up
think
yet.
there's 3.
Oh, okay.
Let me look. There are 2 hounds.
I love hounds.
There you go. So on SCM Corp contract, there are a pair of hounds. You can grab one of those. Assuming that you are in SCM and not Vegemite.
I am in SCM.
Perfect. Okay.
I am also apparently in a bubble.
Oh yeah, someone put a bubble up there. There should be a ping you can warp to behind you.
SCM is objectively the coolest corp. It's where all the coolest people are.
Whoa, whoa.
Well, obviously.
Spies Unite.
Vegemite's where it's at, boys. Come on.
I love this. This is good. I love that Kix said that with an AU tag, by the way.
It won't let me remove the AU tag. I've tried like 20 times.
Oh, I think you'd need to add a US or a CA tag, and then you could remove it.
I have tried adding tags and removing tags, and I can add the US tag, and the US will appear. And if I take the US tag away, and the AU tag never goes away. And then if I take the US tag away, I'm just AU again. I can
That's
only
amazing.
ever add.
We are permanent.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm legally Australian now.
I guess you gotta move.
I guess so. All right. I'm gonna go grab water real quick. Micah, let us know when you're ready. If someone can repeat the fitting instructions I gave a moment ago, that'd be great.
Sure thing. All right, Micah. The fitting instructions are to look at the fit for the Hound. You probably have 2 ballistic control slots in the lows. Replace those with nanofibers. That will help you to warp out faster. You do not want to use inertial stabilizers because those will make it easier for people to lock you, which is not something we want. Your mid slot
This
has
all makes sense.
your mid slot in a Hound. Probably you have 1 utility mid slot in a Hound, I would guess, and you can put whatever you want there. Tank, more tank, so a multi-spectrum hardener might not be a bad idea. I put a target painter because I want to be cool.
I'm glad you mentioned Target Painter. It might seem like a really great idea, and I'm not going to stop you from fitting that. It's fine. But the order for what happens in a bombing run is decloak, bomb, warp. If you're spending time to lock a target, you're doing something horribly wrong in most bombing runs. Most bombing runs. That is why we say tank. Another idea would be like a passive EM hardener would not be a horrible thing to put there. That's one less module to have to turn on.
You are supposed to be getting water.
I did. I got water, and I listened.
Okay. You can also turn off any torpedo launchers that you need to in order to make your fit work, because we won't be using them for this. If you have really good skills, then you can have the torpedo and the bomb launchers online at the same time, but sometimes that's just not possible. You want to make sure to fit an electric or an electrum bomb, because multiple types of bombs among the fleet will basically blow each other up, and it's terrible. There's a longer way to explain that, but I chose the route of brevity for once.
Yes, it's been said once or twice already, so I appreciate the brevity. All right, and if anyone needs bombs or bombers or any of the things we just talked about, please speak up.
I do believe I need bombs.
Okay, trade zip. And load those up, and if you're ready, you guys can undock.
That's a stupid amount of both electric superiority boosts and electrical filaments.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm sorry. What was my low supposed to be? Because I don't see any lows in this cargo hold.
Nanos. And if you don't have nanos, speak up. I have a stupid amount of them.
I do not have nanos. I will trade zip again.
Yep, let me dock back up.
And I assume we want to fit our rigs on there, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh, what am I missing?
What's up?
What am I missing?
What are you missing? Oh, did you just get here, Lab?
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
We're
Pings.
doing a bomber training class.
Oh, okay. Sounds like fun.
And did you guys want me to have anything specific in the mid? Because again, you don't need much if we're not trying to target anything.
Yep, I'll give you an EM hardener. And then how many low slots do you have? How many does
I have 2 open and 1 is being used by
A micro power core.
missile guidance enhancer. Sorry, I have 2 empty and 1 that's also that.
Alright, so take off the guidance enhancer. You won't need that either. Fit all nanos in the lows, and the EM, the compact EM reinforcer that I gave you in your spare mid slot.
Dig it.
Cool. And then once again, once you're ready, undock and just sit on the undock. You can stop your ships.
Do you want to leave the torpedo launchers on there, or can we just remove them if we're not going to have them?
You could just offline them, but if you prefer to take them off entirely, you can do that too. You should really just leave them on in general. But again, if you're short on ISK and that would be a difficult thing to have to replace, then you can take them off. All you need is the bomb launcher, the cloak, the tank, and the nanos.
We need bombs.
And the correct bomb, yes. If you don't have electron bombs yet, trade zip.
Doing a bomber class zip?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Feel free to join us, Gamblers. Your insight will be very valuable.
Genuinely, bombing was my favorite thing that I've ever done in this game, and that was like 12 years ago.
I have executed exactly one extremely successful bomb run.
Just very successful.
Were you there for that, Gamblers?
I've heard tales, but I was not there.
You should definitely ask SK about our escapades against the Russians.
I will.
Do you need a bomber gam?
Sure, if you got one, actually, yeah.
I do. Can you use a hound?
Yes.
All right. If you're coming with, make sure you're in fleet. Make sure you're undocked.
Yeah, I didn't see if I just saw standing.
Standing
Are you
fleet,
still
yeah.
in
Standing
Oh.
fleet, and make sure you're in Chris Runner's squad. A lot of you probably have to move. It is squad 3 in the PvP wing.
Perfect training for what's going to happen in an hour and a half or 30 minutes.
Maybe. Lab and Micah can join fleet.
That should be everything you need, Gamos. You're on the hook for your own nanofibers.
That's all good, thank you.
Yeah, my one perfect bombing run was Ali Astra on the 6 Charlie gate in his Saber, and I nailed him perfect.
Nice.
Blew him up. He's probably sleeping. That was before I joined. Then I tried to get you guys at Darkside, and yeah, that didn't work.
I remember that. I think you tried to bomb a fleet of Talwars.
Yeah, I didn't understand the whole tether thing because I was just I wasn't used to player-owned stations.
You
I
should
think I actually got the tackle on you for that one.
you should have heard Bio reacting to when that happened. He was like, "Oh God, oh God." I was like, "Bio, it's fine. He's 50 off and we're in Talwars."
Oh, that would have been cool though if the bomb worked.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right, I see more people in docking. This is good. If you're ready, I want you to ping off to any celestial, like a moon or a belt or something like that. Cloak in warp, and then warp to Chris Runner at 0. So warp to Chris Runner cloaked. But make sure you're cloaked first. Warp to Chris and cloak, and then hold still. Warp off and cloak, and then meet up on Chris. And if anyone's not ready, please speak up.
I'm just scared.
You're fine. As soon as you land on Chris, X in fleet. The reason we X in fleet is because we actually can't see each other. We won't be able to tell if we're all here or not.
Does regroup still work if we're all cloaked?
That's a great question. Let's find out. It does.
Well, I got the command,
Yep,
but I
we
didn't
don't
do anything.
Right, we don't move, but we get the notification.
I'm gonna head to bed, boys. Good night.
Night.
No,
Slack.
who's got combats
That's
out?
that's fascinating, Kicks. Okay, so the combats. Good question. Combats are out because, in general, combats are a very important piece of the bomber puzzle. Sometimes there are other fleet members, maybe in a conventional fleet, or wrecks, or cans, or something else that you can warp to or warp to at range with your bomber wing to line up a bombing run. Often there is nothing available. There are bubbles or there's something else in the way, making it very difficult for you to line up a bombing run. That's where combats come in. So I have an alt in a combat probing ship that will be able to get us warp ins on what we need to at range. I want everyone to hover over. Oh, everyone make sure that your tactical overlay is on. If it's not on and you don't know where that is, please speak up.
I know mine's on, but I know I'm supposed to, but I never use this thing.
Especially when bombing, it's very useful.
I used to never use it, and once I kind of got used to having it, it's like I can't live without it at all right anymore. So useful.
All right, so everyone's got it on. No questions about that. All right.
It is the only way to live.
Excellent. Hover over your bomb launcher, which hopefully should have electron bombs in it. Hover over your bomb launcher. Does everyone see the thing that pops up?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So the bombs, when you bomb, will fly in the orientation of your ship. Whichever direction you're facing, that's where the bomb is going. If you zoom in on your ship right now while it's cloaked, and you look at that model, and you look at the direction that you just kind of naturally happen to be pointing from wherever you warped from, the bomb will be, that UI thing will be directly in front of you. Everyone see how that works? So if you were, don't do this, if you were to decloak and bomb right now, it would go exactly where that little representation shows. And if you can kind of see this part, the center of that bubble is exactly at the 30-degree tick on your tactical overlay. Everyone see that?
So then I would assume that we're right at the edge of the red, yeah? Yeah, on that outer line, circumference line.
What do you mean?
The center is 30? No, the center is 50.
No, you get it right. The center is 30.
Yeah, so if range is 30 km, it blows at 30, right?
That's right. That's exactly where it will detonate.
So we would be sitting on the edge of the red line.
Ideally, you're nowhere near it.
It has an explosive radius of 15.
Which you can see. It's
Okay.
visual.
So we're 15 out from that red line.
Yes.
Correct, yes. When you launch it, you are 15 away from where it will eventually explode. Sorry, you are 15 away from the edge of the edge of the circumference of where it will
The blast
eventually explode.
radius.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In a properly executed bombing run, you will not even be here when it explodes. You will decloak, bomb, and warp. You will not watch it go to its target. You will get the fuck out. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Another thing you will hear, and we'll demonstrate this. In fact, does anyone want to be a guinea pig? I promise we won't launch bombs at you, but if anyone has an alt or if anyone's not in the bomber helping out right now.
I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone who just volunteered can come warp to various ranges at the Sov Hub with whatever ship.
Oh, you guys are the hunters. The prey does not come to the hunter.
This is where we're going to try this out.
I'm away in an epithel.
Thank you.
I'm even in neutral. Oh, look at me go.
Kill it.
Is that our Loki on this gun?
Loki is friendly. All right, perfect. So, dry run. I would probe, which I'm doing with my alt right now. And then I'm going to warp us at range to the epithal. And I think I'm going to alter something so that we can go at like 35. One moment. I thought you could do that. Can you not do that? All right, I'm going to test this. Let's see what happens. Either we're going to land right on top of him and it's a bad example, or we're going to land 35 off and it's a perfect example. Perfect. Okay. The reason I wanted us to be 35 away is because what we're going to do next is we're going to align while cloaked towards the epithal. So everyone align for the epithal, align for the epithal. You are not actually launching a bomb here, just align. And then does everyone see that anomaly that's kind of exactly opposite in the other direction? Like way down south in the system?
RWF.
Yeah. Decloak, don't bomb, and warp to RWF at range. Remember, don't bomb, pretend you were bombing, you hit the bomb button, and you go. This is why we run nanos. Because we need to get out of there as soon as possible. You have to decloak, hit that bomb button, and GTFO. And if your ship has to move, maneuver, or align at all to turn and point in the right direction after you've launched your bomb, you want that to happen as quickly as possible. If you get killed before your bomb explodes, it will not explode. It will not deal damage. Cloak back up. As soon as you land, cloak back up. And warp back to Chris.
Wow, I didn't make it for some reason.
What do you mean?
I somehow stopped mid-warp 3 AU off that that site. I don't know why.
That's
Would you
interesting.
cap out?
I know why. Because I warped on 0 at first, and then I control space to stop it, and then warped again. So it's probably out of cap.
Yes, that was probably it. So meet back up on Chris. Everyone meet back up on Chris. That was a dry run. We're going to do one more dry run. But first we're going to see if there were any questions.
So is the dedicated combat alt pretty much required?
Not 100%, and I'm sure that you could find a way with like a bunch of coprocessors to put a combat pro or a combat launcher on your bomber and do it with one character. It's fairly useful, but not mandatory if you're clever. Especially, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a shopping cart, you know. Like you can get your shopping done without one, but like you really fucking want one if you're going.
Yeah, that's a good way.
A good analogy.
If you have a lot of bookmarks pre-set up and you know where a fight's gonna happen, oftentimes you can get away without one. That's kind of a way to get around it, if that makes sense.
So say hypothetically, if we were to have a fight on this grid, it would probably be a good idea.
Hypothetically, yes.
Quick thing, just a slight little segue with that. Does anybody know how to really quickly make bookmarks like this on a grid?
Talking Control B.
Yeah, you can Control B.
Yeah, you can do that, but using your probes. What you can do is you launch your probes, pull them down as tight as you humanly possibly can on yourself. You like a probe launcher we're talking, you hold control and then you drag them as close as you possibly can. And then what you can do is you can actually see them pop onto grid and you can bookmark them. And then you slightly move them away and bookmark them again. Slightly move them away, bookmark them again. And you end up with a, I guess I don't even know what the cross section would be, but almost kind of like a plush shaped 3D bookmark of the whole grid with bookmarks going all the way up to like 10,000s out.
Yeah,
and that can be accomplished in a couple minutes.
This is kind of a hidden thing about probes. I'm sure most of you are aware that you can't like select a ship in space and bookmark its location, right? That would be incredibly broken. Same thing with drones, right? But probes, scan probes, combat probes, you can. In fact, if you guys see that probe that's about 270 away from us, if you right click it, you'll notice that you can actually save its location. This is the
okay.
This
so
is the thing.
Control B. you right-click the probe.
Specifically the probe, and you're going to bookmark that probe's location. And this is the mechanic that Gamlos is discussing, how you would make use of that by pulling probes so close together that they're actually on grid with one another.
It's a really easy way of making a grid of pounces to really quickly set up for bombing runs, like specifically in this instance, if you lacked that preparation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other notes, other questions?
I just wanted to remember, do other bombs have a different range? Because I feel like I didn't used to have to be so close.
No, 30. It's always been 30.
Other bombs do have a different explosive radius, though.
Correct, but the flight range is always 30.
What bomb does the most DPS? This Electron? Or are they all equal and just different
There you go.
types of DPS?
Yes. All of the ones that deal damage deal the same amount of damage. It just depends on what type of damage you want to deal. Shrapnel bombs deal kinetic damage, and
Yeah.
these ones deal EM damage, etc., etc. I think, are they scorch bombs that deal thermal damage? Is that what they're called?
Yep.
Then you have the oddballs, right? The Lockbreaker.
That's right. Yes. You have the void bombs, lock breakers, focus void bombs, and is there one more?
Not that I know of.
The focus void bombs are basically only useful against caps and other large ships that don't move. And you basically have to hit the model with the bomb itself, or else it'll miss. It's incredibly tiny.
Incredibly effective when used right, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess my other question is, will you often be warping us in at 35? Or will we occasionally be further away? Or is it just we're trying to do this in and out quick, don't get lax?
Yeah, you wouldn't really want to be much further. If we were to split into two groups, so imagine that we had, 10 or 12 or 15, 16 people in our bombing wing instead of 8, we would actually have to split our bombing wings. What you could do in that case is a couple of things. One, we could divide ourselves into 2 different squads and come in from different directions. And then imagine a Venn diagram. And all of the bombs from both squads would explode in different places with an overlap in the middle where the enemy fleet is. But the different squads' bombs don't actually affect one another. Can you picture that?
Certainly.
I think it's called like a daisy cutter or something like that. And that's very common in larger engagements. Big coalition type fleets will have this kind of thing ready to go and set up. The other thing you can do that's much more kind of low tech and executable, but carries other dangers, is just delay. So Squad 1 would decloak, bomb, and warp, and Squad 2 would hold. You'd all go together, but Squad 2 would just continue kind of aligning to the blob, and you'd have to wait. I usually kind of count down in my head about 5 or 6 seconds, really, and then Squad 2 bomb and warp, because you're probably decloaked by that time anyway. And the risk that you're taking there is that Squad 2 is much more likely to get picked off because they have to sit there and wait before they can launch. And the whole point of all of that is if you launch too many bombs at once, their overlap will actually destroy more bombs in the wing. You can only get about 8 bombs worth of effectiveness before adding. Yeah, I see it. Before adding more bombers is self-destructive. Does that make sense?
We might want to get the Epital and the other ships off the grid.
Yeah.
These guys are all born.
Yeah, it's all one-day alts. The standard ships can leave grid if you're worried. Cloaky things.
Well, they're all in the Keepstar. They're just logged in.
Yeah.
What are they in?
They're in the Keepstar.
No, what ships? Oh.
They're in the Keepstar.
Let me know.
Nice.
Because
Those are the
those
Tristans. Those are the Tristans.
Oh, the Tristan's nice.
They don't have a point, so don't even worry about them. It's a really
Interesting.
big pink ship.
All right. So we're gonna do one more dry run here, and this time we're gonna do it very, very slightly differently. Take this warp. And this time, when we do our decloak, pretend to bomb, and warp, instead of warping to that anomaly, we're actually going to warp to the bottom ping on this grid. Does everyone see that way down there?
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
Yeah, the 1K down.
Okay, let's make sure that whoever said you do not is connected to the Figgle bookmarks folder. It's linked in the Flying Dangerous
I am
MOTD.
not.
Perfect. It's linked in the Flying Dangerous MOTD. If you can reload that and connect to Figgle bookmarks, your life will become easier.
If you have it turned on so that you can see them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Your scan overlay.
Do I wish to connect as online or offline location folder?
Online.
You said approximately 700k away?
Yes.
Then I see it now. Thank you.
We're kind of near Sov Hub top, and there's one at bottom, and then there's like 4 more in the other kind of roughly compass directions. And so what you can do with bookmarks like this is you can, ideally they'd be much further apart. They'd be like 10k away from each other plus. And we would warp at range to our target. We would decloak, bomb, and warp to the opposite end bookmark. It makes setting up much easier instead of having to warp off to like a moon or something. Does that make sense why we would do that?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Okay. This is going to be messy because they're so close. We will probably end up with a situation where some of us won't be able to cloak when we land at the other bookmark because it's so close we won't have time. But this is just a demonstration anyway. So take this warp. And as soon as you land, align for the epithal. I'll call it to decloak, pretend to bomb, and warp, and you're all warping to the bottom bookmark. Okay, align for the epithal, align. And decloak, pretend to bomb, and warp. And it should be that fast. Decloak, get your bomb out, and get the fuck out. And this is what I meant about not being able to cloak in time. A 10k bookmark would be better, but that's the demo of how that would work. In a combat situation, we would be starbursting away from one another and cloaking right now, which we should do. Let's practice that. Everyone, make sure you're getting away from each other and cloak up.
I suppose that was a question that I should have asked. Did you want us to warp directly to or at range on that ping?
Yeah,
at the bottom.
I didn't specify. At 0 was fine. Going at range actually could put us in more danger. If you warp at like 100, then you're only 200 away from a fleet, and 200 is within damage range of certain fleets. But yeah, the demo served its purpose. Alrighty, and I am late for an appointment now, but I will stay for another 2 minutes to answer any other questions that came up from that. Everyone can go ahead and head back to the keep and dock up while we field any last questions.
It's 8:30.
Yes, I'm supposed to go meet my fiance at Lowe's.
Don't forget your probes.
Oh my god, how would she feel?
They'll come in as soon as I dock. It's automatic.
Just tell her you were there the whole time you were cloaked. I'm sure she'll laugh.
I'll let her know. That's perfect.
Make sure you tell her it was an appointment that you were late to.
Yes. yeah. So any other questions? Did that kind of make sense how that whole process works for lining up and executing a very basic bombing run?
Got it.
Makes great sense. I can tell I'm still very rusty with this game.
I gotta do it live.
Cool. All right. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you found that valuable. I'll try and edit this together later and put it up so other people can see it. But yeah, good stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Zip.
Thank you.